My name is Fintan Gorman. I was born and reared in this local area. I was the local school teacher here for well over 30 years, and I was lucky to be asked by Mr. Ashford and the management team here if I would be willing to share some of my knowledge on the area and particularly on the castle. Where we're sitting at the moment, what was called Ashford House, is 1715. But the original piece is a military fort from 1228, and then you move on to stage 3, which is the glory piece outside the Guinness Castle, and then there's a modern wing from the 1970s. So take your choice, you can be sitting in a different era of Irish history for each of the 4 of them. The Guinness family, they've been here since 1852. They bought Ashford in a liquidation or a distressed sale after the famine, and they remained here until 1939. There were 3 or 4 generations of the Guinness family. This would be one of minor part to an extent of the Guinness property portfolio in England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and most of the time they refer to this as their hunting lodge in the west. Well, of course, the Guinness stamp is all over the castle. When the Guinnesses came, it wasn't a castle at all. What you had the remains in ruin of that Norman fort, and you had this house, which was in a decrepit state of repair at the time. So they added on all of the grandeur and the style of the grounds and the gardens. The Guinness family were extraordinary, brilliant employers. Every mammy in Ireland wanted to have her family working for the Guinnesses in the brewery if they could. So they employed generation after generation of families. There's families working here still whose people came with the Guinnesses in the 1850s. We have a number of pieces of art. There's one just outside the door here, which is a portrait of Lady Ardelon with her 2 sisters. And there's another one that the Tolbad family acquired, a picture of Maureen Guinness. In terms of antiques, there's the silver tea service. It was given to Lady Ardelon by her mother for her 25th wedding anniversary in 1896, and it comes out every afternoon for afternoon tea. This is the Guinness motto, Spes mei in Deo, in God we trust. This is probably my favourite room. This would have been the family room in Guinness's time, because you see, while these houses were spectacular and grandiose to look at, in terms of practical living, they were very uncomfortable, cold, damp, impossible to heat. So a log fire would have been kept here 24/7, and you congregated around the fire in what we call the ingle nook.